Good morning, everybody. Nice to be here with you all, and I'm happy that you are joining us. This I consider this a very important discussion of what I have done before, um, but this is rather relevant, rather contemporary, but at the same time reaching out to the past, right? So usually the world is polarized. Either they are for science or spirituality. It's like kind of a dichotomy, right? But I was drawn to both these profound realms, and it's not a just a mere intellectual fascination. It's kind of my life's work and purpose. Okay, see, I was practicing for over 4 decades, right? And I was advocating for the holistic well-being even when I was practicing, so that I'm more for prevention, more for health maintenance, more for going for the roots of illnesses like that, right? So that was all already there. But then the more I looked into the policies, health policy of spending our money and all that, it was um, very much evident to me that many don't care about the well-being really. They only care about doing their job and making their money and going off. Even for their own wellness. That's why many of the doctors are burning out because they don't know how to take care of themselves sometimes, or they forget about it, or they don't have time for it, or they put it on the back burner because they have so many pressures on it. Okay, but I fortune that came to this transformative understanding of true wellness, which transcends concepts of the physical body, reaching into the vast landscape of the mind, and also eternal for spirit. Okay, these three combinations were there. So I have been practicing, and I had countless opportunities to witness the marvels of the science. Okay, so but that did not give me the inner stability, inner purpose, inner understanding, whereby I can really have some meaning of that. Ancient wisdom gave me that because the people who went through the fundamental questions of life, not according to particular culture, particular thing, they may be there, but then essential real investigation of the truth of the matters, of the eternal truths that were there are universal laws. I felt the ancient went into inner dimension much deeper. Modern people are trying to do. Even now, subjective experience, which you call first person experience, that is kind of not explained by science yet, so whereas the ancient had an answer for that too. So I looked at that, and then it was good for my patients, and it was good for myself. So what I did, I kind of integrated simple yoga stretches and mindfulness and meditation into the treatment plan. Suppose somebody comes with a high blood pressure, and it's very easy for me to write prescriptions and send them on their way. No, I will sit down with them. I will kind of be friendly about inquiring into their life situations and what are the things that are giving them anxiety, and working with through that, through the lens of ancient wisdom, really helped my patients a lot because they were able to calm down, and to the extent they were able to cut down the medication, and also some cases they completely went off it and maintaining the blood pressure very well. It's a kind of bringing a different perspective to them. I didn't have to talk about religion. I didn't as establish religion. I didn't have to talk about them revealing their religion, but they practice their religion better after the talks with me. So I had no intention of really saying something is superior than other and converting to that. That was really unnecessary. for me, get rid of that whole thing, association with that, right? That helped them very much, mainly the yoga stretches, breath works, and also mindfulness that helped them a lot. Okay, so interventions. So it's a combination of thing, and uh, not surprisingly, many times I found dosages, the number of medications, where everything went down. Some people had to take some, but then many people without medications too. That was very satisfying to me. I myself am living like that now. So my wife have no medications on her because she didn't need to. Now she needs some. She will take some medication for a while. Afterwards, we will stop that. So for myself, what I did was I was involved in daily reflections, meditations, and things like reading ancient texts, learning from that. All those things kept me grounded. You know, and hi, Herman.
You doing, Doc?
Hi.
I want to pick your brain a little bit.
Yeah.
All the medication we are recommended by doctors and everything, do we have to take them all, or are there natural like remedies that we could take?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about because you are started on some medications, taking them abruptly and suddenly is not good. Okay, because the system will respond, right? So you want to understand why you have that condition. Are there any measures that can really do to take the roots of the disease away, and you can cut down the medications? So suppose you are a diabetic and you are eating wrong foods because tasty grandma made them, and so you like them, so it has become tradition, so you are eating them, but then that kind of turned out your pancreas, you don't have insulin, then you need to take insulin, right? So and then along with that, now make it worse because diabetes can cause a lot of complications, right? So you don't want to make them worse, so you continue to take the medication, but it down as your lifestyles are changed, and then you are eating better, you are walking, you are sleeping better and all that, then you cut down, and that way the system doesn't take a sudden change but the gradual change. You're going back to the natural things, but the more you are natural doing, the more chance you have to cut down the medications, right? So
Okay.
that's the way
How
to do
about
it. Yeah.
interrupt?
Yeah.
How about high blood pressure and bipolar?
Yeah, your high blood pressure, bipolar too. Bipolar, probably they must be doing some therapy and medications, and you need to continue them. Otherwise, you will be going back into some panic or some anxiety or state like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So,
worse every time.
but the blood though, you could do. How can I relax more? How can I enjoy my work? How can I avoid salt or some things like that can kick the high blood pressure? And also, do I have a tendency to react things very quickly? Those things you can really understand, and like an adult human being, intelligent human being, you can but there are things like that you could do. I'll say, okay, Herman, when you get up in the morning, sit down and calm your mind. Focus on one thing and stay with that one thing. And then deep breathe. And that assists you quite a bit. And also teach you how to lie down and completely go into like a deep relaxation and things you can practice.
How about if urinating a lot?
Yeah, that's a problem because you have to go and look at how old are you? Do you have a prostate problem? Do you have any infection? Do you have any other problems like diabetes that makes you go to the bathroom sometimes? So a medical evaluation rules those things out. Then you can say, I'm going because I'm eating too much at night, or am I really having some other problem? Because there are so many things, diabetes, insipidus, and all that. So you taking the urine sample, taking the blood sample, taking scans of the prostate if needed be, And then we can determine, okay, no fundamental real problem that we could fix right away, but this is something we look at the water consumption, we look at other things too. Once they are all fixed, then you can cultivate your own style of drinking water and balance yourself so that you don't have to go to the bathroom too many times.
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Doc. And on the theory, not theory, but I'm actually doing it a lot better now.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes life gets in.
Yeah, it does. It does. That's why learn to respond to those things without emotional reaction too much. People get upset, get them, and then they make things much worse. So what you want to do is, I don't want to react to you much. I'm going to find out what is. I'm going to fix that. That kind of approach is better for you because if you get angry or anything, it only hurts you. Your hormones disturbed and all that. Got it?
Okay.
Yeah.
I do appreciate it, Doc,
Yeah.
and thank you for wisdom.
Yeah.
And thank you for the service that you've done because you have a lot of information to give, and not people are aware of it.
Yeah. I'm trying to give back. That's all. So thanks. I mean, that is the way. That's a very good example of you may have multiple medical, psychological, whatever problems are, and you don't want to jump into anything, just sacrificing everything, and you can just sit down here, relax, and get everything fixed. That's not the way. You want to understand what's the role of in my health condition, what is the role of my ancient wisdom, and then how can I combine them, and you better be a good practitioner that have at least some understanding of both, or not against any particular thing. Some people are against science and some people are against this ancient wisdom. There are so many areas in the ancient wisdom that are not really good wisdom. People know a little bit and they know everything. But if you really studying ancient wisdom, you know that you are a student. So vast. So I consider myself a student. That way we can really help ourselves better. Okay. Yeah, Herman, go ahead.
Appreciate it a lot.
Herman?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. No, I just wanted to say thank you very much for all the coaches on here and for you as well.
Yeah.
It's hard to talk to a doctor that's actually honest with his patients sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I empower my patients to ask questions. I will tell them, before you come to me, write down all your questions. Okay, so maybe they see me every 3 months, for example. They may have question in first week and they forget about it by the time, and then they go back home, then they remember. Instead of that, write down on a notebook and then bring it to us. Then we will attempt to address everything, or you can send us the email or whatever like that, right? So that kind of empowerment of the people about their own health and wellness, I call it proactive wellness. You take proactive. One of the first thing is understand what is my situation. How is my body, mind are made? How my family history of coming into me? Or what are the lifestyles that are contributing to my worsening of the illnesses? All that to really own them and understand them, and then ask the questions. Whoever provider it is, dietitian or physiotherapist or psychologist, ask them questions so that you understand your own situation quite well and know the options available, and then make intelligent decision based on information. Now we have ask Dr. Gupta. Is a artificial intelligence site. You can go in there and ask all the questions of this. It will give you some research answers, and then you can take that to your doctor and discuss with him.
Okay, thank you very much,
Yeah.
Doc. And again, you are a lifesaver for people that listen to you. And
Yeah.
where can they find you as well? Like on Instagram?
Yeah, I'm on the Instagram.
So,
H Hamanta is my first name actually. Rao is the middle, but I use Rao because it is easier for people to say that, right? So
wow.
yeah, my Instagram is simple. H Kolusu, Kolusu. My last name.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah,
I do appreciate it,
yeah.
Doc. And
You know, on my profile, Herman, my profile have all the links if you want to go there. Okay.
okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, it's a important thing that doctors we take initiative about making our patient empowered about their own health and options and what are the, I took a lot of pride in guiding through the health system. You know, don't have to be negative. Just be responsible for your own health. Then you would say, okay, who is this doctor going to perform shoulder surgery on me? How many did he do? How many are there successful? Are there any incidents where they would not do optimal job? All those things you were right to know about it, not to go with a negative attitude, but just to know. I know these days we're exposed to a lot of information. So you have to be sorting through what is real, what is fake, what is really valuable evidence based in the modern science, what is valuable ancient wisdom that is authentic and they're not doing just to get money from all those things your responsibility, right? Okay, so once you know about all that, as a doctor, I can guide you, come to me as a patient, I can help you to be that very wise consumer of healthcare services and really understand where everything is done for what. You know, once you have that, they will be the also be helpful to you and they want to guide you to the system. You know, but if you don't ask the question, they may not have the time to do that on their own. But if you take responsibility and ask them like a doc, I'm taking so many medications. What are the chances of interactions in these medications that can hurt my illness in the long run? And they will show you because the PDR has that information, but you have to put it in the context of the patient's health condition, clinical condition, right? Then they will be able really interpret according to your situation. Okay, so that's why have a partnership with your primary care doctor, you know, or whoever you are getting, you know, all the treatments and prescriptions all for, and always ask for a second opinion if you really want to are not satisfied with the care that you are getting. These kinds should be there. My proactive wellness is about accountable for our own wellness, taking actions that are proactive, not reacting after something happens, but proactive. Like, for example, David mentioning, you kind of be proactive about the therapies, about the treatments, about everything that you are getting, but also you want to be proactive about lifestyles, about your own risk, how much you have. All that you have to take interest. We take in our car, change oil, right? Make sure the engine running, tires are inflated, and all that. Like that, we got to take care of the prolonged wellness is possible, and that living longer is possible, but you have to in joyful condition, not just existing, you know, just taking medications and meeting. Lots of times in nursing homes happens, you know, people come there already not able to function on their own, and some nursing has to provide for them, and then they are never have chance of getting rid of those medications and they pass away like that. What I'm hoping for is not to put you in a nursing home, make you independent as long as possible, but at the same time, the earlier you start, the better it is for you, right? So, empowering patients for their own wellness, own initiatives about what they can do is very important. Okay, I consider myself at least I'm responsible for that. So I did that when I had this active medical practice. Now that I'm online, I'm kind of people to get over burnout, stress, and also do stuff like lifestyle changes, and also learning a lot of ancient wisdom. I'm helping people to understand that because it has me. And as a patient, I got much better mainly because I used the fusion of the modern medicine and also ancient wisdom. When I had acutely had a stroke and all that, the antibiotic agent, and then afterwards they didn't do anything. I went to the rehab. I found rehab is very inadequate, and I have to take rehab into my own hands. So I started doing micro yoga from the ICU itself, and then I kind of realized, I kind of imagined the movement was there, and then actual movement is there. I kind of persisted on that to come more. How you restore yourself, by knowing about things and doing things. If you know, no matter where you go, you should not go away from that. You know, suppose you know how much exercise you're doing, you should be responsible every day to get it done. Okay, and if you know what's the importance, how do you sleep, and what are the eats you need without medications and all that. Lots of times people are on medication and we will not take it off because you were used to it for 20, 30 years. Your system is used to those medications to go to sleep. So if you take it off, then there will be trouble. So it has to be judgment correctly. But who else is better judge about your health? Yourself. Okay, that's what I'm promoting. Be proactive about everything, about knowing what current status, how did you get them, what are your inner genes, or your blood chemistry, your hormone status, all those things telling me how your health is, right? And we develop a plan accordingly, and then that will be personal to you. And then that way you can adhere to them, also really improve your wellness in a big way. Okay, so uh, this this fusion of the science and spirituality is not without challenges. There are so many challenges. Okay, first of all, it requires an openness in perspectives that may initially seem contradictory, and the humility to admit that neither science nor spirituality holds all the answers in isolation. However, together, together they form a complete harmonious view of what is to be a balanced and fulfilling life. Okay, so as I continue in this, I see it not only as a way to improve individual well-being, but also as a bid for addressing the collective issues of our time, whether it is through understanding the inter of all life, as taught by the ancient wisdom, or harnessing the power of scientific innovation to address global challenges. The marriage of science and spirituality offer profound potential for transformation. This is not transaction, transformation. Because making you are like this, and with the intelligent planning and observation, you are going to be transformed much better. Say, okay. So, especially in a world we are searching for the wholeness. Okay, this fusion of science and spirituality, they stand as a beacon of hope because it reminds us of true wellness. Really true wellness is found in the harmonious interplay of the physical, mental, and spiritual dimensions of life. Right. So it's a journey, and then I'm deeply committed to that. And then I invite all of you to embark on this journey, understand what is, and understand the confluence of science and spirituality, And really, that one shows a sense of who we are and the limitless potential of what we can become. Okay, so this realization came to me very early in my work. Okay, kind of shaped not only my personal philosophy but also the way I approach wellness, health, and potential. Because we are bridging an empirical rigor of the science, right? And transformative depth of ancient wisdom. Okay. When you really understand spirituality in that way, it's much better for you. Okay. So we kind of have a holistic paradigm and one that sends conventional boundaries and integrates best of both. Integrates best both. Once you do that best of both worlds to address the multifaceted nature of our human existence. We have problems at the body, problems at the mind, problems at the spirit, but all only one whole human being. So once you understand the synthesis of science and the spirituality, it goes along with that fulfillment of the wholeness. Precision and also evidence, it kind of offers us several tools that have been invaluable, to explore material world. Okay, so mechanics of the body and mind, and diagnose the diseases, and develop treatments, and also advanced technologies to advance the quality of life. All that it can do. If you understand that, it kind of stops short of addressing the intangible aspects of the well-being, the emotions, the soul, and the quest for meaning that gives you life's richness. That spirituality can do. Okay, whereas spirituality, on the other hand, it offers profound wisdom about the inner workings. That's important. Inner workings of the self. It kind of teaches us, to transcend the limitations of the ego, embrace interconnectedness once again, and find harmony with the universe. Right? So, meditation, mindfulness, yoga, inquiry, all these, they are timeless truths of existence. They reveal you the time of existence, and they nurture a deeper sense of purpose and fulfillment. See, you may be very well off making money, getting a house, a family, and all that, but you have the meaning of all of that when you go into the deeper sense of yourself and deeper investigation of the matters of the what is going. So in my journey, what happened was, uh, these two forces I considered as a complementary forces. Science is excelling in addressing the symptoms and physical manifestation of the illness. That is the art of medicine where we assess everything, right? And spirituality dives into the root causes. That my pet theme when I first put my clinic first place in 1997. I said, I'm going to, before that I was working with other clinics, okay, 20, 30 years probably, I got the spirituality diving into stress, disconnection, and imbalance of the mind and the spirit. So those kind of things were addressed very well in the ancient wisdom. Okay, so you combine the science, you combine the spirituality, whole answer of the physical, mental, and spiritual. Okay, hope that makes sense to you, because I'm going to discuss this at length for some time, because this is a important topic, and I want people to have a comprehensive understanding of what I'm talking about when I say don't cut any of them, but mix them together take the best of both worlds and then fulfill your life. Live long, but in really good health and also joyful living, enjoying your work, enjoying family, enjoying your friends and relatives, whoever you are contact with, or yourself across the world through the social media, like I'm doing. I'm going to put it there. I don't compel anybody to come this, but if they are here, they want to listen. I want them to go and investigate themselves. Don't take my word. Just go and investigate and do all that work you need. But don't waste your time blaming anybody. There's no point in that. The energy, right? So I'm going to be an advocate for wellness. I'm going to stress and burnout because of the system. I'm going to apply my own personal growth things too. So this paradigm for me is a way of life. It's a dynamic process using logic with intuition, action with reflection, and a knowledge with wisdom. Remember that. Harmonizing logic with intuition, action with reflection, and knowledge with wisdom. Okay, so we can acknowledge that while science can measure and explain much of the observable world, spirituality helps us make sense of our experiences, find peace, uncertainty, and connect with the essence of who we truly are. That's my big deal, right? Inward and find yourself who you are. So, what my journey showed me early is that integration of the science and spirituality is not just a personal pursuit, but a transfer path for humanity. It offers solutions to the fragmented way we are approaching health in our healthcare field to something holistic, right? So when you have a fragmented way we approach relationships and even social issues like that. So not that we want to weave together these two profound realms. One is science and the other is spirituality. We can create a world where wellness is not defined by the absence of disease, by the presence of the balance, harmony, and a deeper understanding of the life itself. That's what I'm trying to do. I hope you get my paradigm. Not necessarily that's the only one. You have a lot of paradigms, but this is my way of approaching the whole life of mine, and at the same time contribute to people. So wellness and relieve the suffering if I could. And lots of times people approach me when they are suffering. Okay, but my duty is to relieve the suffering, right? So that's what I focus on. But then I lead them back into how they can understand how they have come to that stage. Very few conditions are autosomal or dominant genes that you cannot do much about. At least you can change their perspective of how they approach their illness. But otherwise, you may not be able to take care of those things. But you can really help them to reduce their suffering by changing their mental approach to illness. Even it is gene dominant and that's irreversible. But there are so many conditions that are um, purely out of not paying attention, not having time, or in the busy of making money and all that. But once they realize you have gone far, far, far where you cannot really fix it, right? So you want to take responsibility for your wellness and then be proactive about the things that you could do. First, understand your illness, past history, your family history, your genome, and all that. Then get a comprehensive exam done by your provider, blood test or whatever test that you need, simple test, right? And then you'll have a good idea when particular things are wrong with you. Some may require specialist care, some may require just common sense. In that range, there are so many shades of the illness, right? Then you take proactive approach of fix and also not allowing them to grow, also not allowing to recur, right? Lots of times that happens. Obesity, right? They go and have the surgery done, and they think surgery should fix them losing. No, they go back to their mental habits of or eating or not moving and all that. So the obesity comes back. Everybody knows these things, right? So you want to get hold of that. How can I be not dominated those tendencies, and then I can be in charge of that, so that I can change my lifestyles easily, painlessly. Ways to do that. That's what I'm saying. Okay. So that kind of what I wanted to say. If you have any questions, come up and I'll answer them. And we are going to do this room on and off. Yesterday I started it. Today is the part two. And the part three, I will do it as the time permits. And then people can have this maybe 10 talks, get together and then listen to them. And if they make sense to them, go ahead and implement. If you have any doubts or comments or anything that you want to tell me, you can come up and ask us, or you can send me DM. Okay. It could be questions could be about the realm of the science or realm of the ancient wisdom, your knowledge or your experiences about them or your questions about them. All are welcome. You come and share with us your story, or you can come and tell me some of the things that you have learned that were useful for you and that useful for everybody else. Welcome to present them. Or you have a particular thing that you didn't understand what I'm saying and the context and all that, you can come and ask me about those doubts if you have. And then you can also ask me about the way to go forward, how to mix this in your life, how to implement the from the fusion, fusing the both science and spirituality, and how you can apply them to your own self. Okay. So all these questions are welcome, and go over these talks a couple of and try to make sense of it. What it is all about, and then ask me questions. That way, they are yours, and then you can open up your own mind like that. Don't listen to these lectures passively. If you do passively, then you don't even get. You may not even understand that is applicable to you, but it is very relevant, applicable to you because it is a proactive wellness. It is about doing something proactive about our own wellness. I think if people understand and then they get that change and they have transformation in their physical, mental, spiritual health, then my job is done, right? So not many people can understand this. They have to have some interest into taking care of them and also spending time to listen to it and also having the energy and courage themselves, right? Lots of times people allow you to go and then say something goes wrong, let's go and give it to the mechanic who is a doctor and he'll fix it. That's not the correct approach in this era with this artificial intelligence giving you so much information easily. Pretty soon your primary got to learn to the computer asking right questions and get the AI guide you to give you a couple of options which you can put. But going to the doctor discussing maybe not evolving that much because they're going to more and more doctors with this information like a, you know, walk-in clinics are not going to be there. Mostly hospitals with super specialization and very sick people will be there. Okay, that's what they are aiming for now. But I would like you to be in your house, to be not being all sorts of money to all sorts of people, but able to understand this, sitting in front of the computer and ask questions and verifying those answers with your primary care doctor in this initial stages is a good idea. Don't go to chat gpt and ask questions and then implement them everything, okay. That may not be wise. Go and check that information with your healthcare provider and make sure he approves, or ask him questions of why he doesn't approve or why he approves, what is his reason behind it. Not like, oh no, it doesn't work, doesn't, you have to tell me the reason why I cannot use this information, why, what is wrong with it, that kind of thing. You can also Perplexity, that's a website, or Claude 3.4. They give you much better information than ChatGPT because evolving systems, right? So, see, I'm aware of the artificial intelligence too. That's what I'm talking about. Don't behind the scientific breakthroughs, and don't be ignorant of the eternal truths of the ancient. Okay, combine them and lead a very healthy and really profound wellness. Okay. Last chance. Anybody wants to come up? I will stay on a few more minutes if you want to come up. I think I'm almost to 42 minutes about. Okay. Another 10 minutes I can stay. You look forward to my activities, you will find me doing master classes on some of these aspects, but I want people to do facial yoga and also walking and flow state. These three people asked me to do that, and then we'll do what is this fusion about, how you can come to a workshop and then really work on your own problems and get that integration achieved, and then really benefit from this rather than just pass listening and say, oh, it's good, that's all. That may not serve our purpose. Our purpose is to really go to the board and explore our own life, our own weaknesses, our own strengths, and our health problems coming up. Once you are like that, you will solve many problems, right? Okay. So thank you, and I will see you again as my time permits. Thank you.